Hey guys, this is Burton again. I am going to go ahead and shoot a video that shows how I do this unwrapping. If you are interested in it, you can watch it. If you just feel like seeing the next substantial part of the process where we start talking about considerations with respect to mirroring and some of the things that we do on this project in particular, you can go ahead and skip to the next tutorial. But I will just go ahead and shoot this video in case anybody can find any benefit on the process of how I personally go about unwrapping. So, and as always, if you have any questions or feedback on this, please let me know. I do use another tool. I haven't used it in about a half a year, so I was a little hesitant to use it for this project, but I use a tool called Ninja UV. It's 40 bucks, and it's done by a guy who worked on Tomb Raider games, and it's used by a lot of studios. It's a really cool tool, but I haven't gotten familiar enough with it all over again since I started this batch of unwrapping, so I'm not going to use it, but it's worth checking out. And you can get it on a site called creativecrash.com. It might be creative-crash. Actually, I think I've got it here. Creativecrash.com. It's called Ninja UV. Actually, I will go ahead and load it up for the sake of, it's got some really nice utilities to allow me to align some of these shells in vertical or horizontally. So it's really good for getting things very, very straight. I don't know why I felt the need to spin that around, but this tool does so much more. I just haven't used it enough lately. I think these are common edge here. I think what I like to try to do is at least get these two faces over here on the front to make sure that the face has enough space to be as expressive as we want it to be. I'm going to turn back on my border edges too so I can see this happening. I'm going to go ahead and shoot these again. See if we get any sort of straighter results here. Looks like I'm going to have to lay my UVs out as well. I don't always work in the mode with the texture, the six key. I don't always work with that. I will as I start to like join these edges together in a substantial way, but for now I'm just gonna, that did not help at all. I'm gonna go ahead and get these together as much as I can. A little hesitant about getting that over there. I'm gonna go ahead and sew those edges together. Let's just take a look at what that looks like there. Looks pretty good. Probably should have brought this guy over. Let's just move him down here. That's quite a ways off, isn't it? All right. It's not looking like I wanted to. I've had terrible luck with this tool lately. The relax tool seems to want to, yeah, I just have some really terrible settings. I'm gonna do pin unselected UVs. I have no luck with that thing anymore. That was kind of what I was hoping to do there. And I can select this one edge and I can use this horizontal tool, sort of get it all straight up and down for the artist. I've got a little bit of wobble there. It's probably from this UV. Just want to make sure I don't screw with this too much. It's down there on the bottom. Just want this to look as straight as possible. And this part obviously does benefit from having the texture mode on. I'm just going to go ahead and straighten these out. We'll see if that comes back to haunt me. But it looks pretty good. This guy's a little warped here. And this guy needs to behave. I don't know how I'm going to get him to do that. Kind of happy with that. I think that will give the artist a good chance to do what they need to in a very, this is going to be the main plate for the face that we've got over here. So make sure that these guys are all sort of joined. Should probably have this all across here too so we can get the mouth. While I'm doing this, I can go ahead and talk about the process. So you notice we're mirroring the UVs across, but we have some detail here that isn't mirrored across the center line. And we're going to actually make an extra set of the UVs for the face only. And so basically our process is going to be to mirror everything but that face. So let me turn these borders off. I'm always struggling to figure out if I should leave these curved or straighten them out. I think I'm going to leave them curved. They don't look right here, but I think the artist can tell that if he needs to do like a barreling, any sort of like little ribs on this in the texture, he'll know basically how to handle that. All right, moving along. How big is that face again? Okay, that's fine. Let's see if we can't connect that to that piece there. I'm going to go ahead and align that vertically or not. Oh, there's a shared edge there. Go ahead and save again. There we go. That's what I wanted. Now with these straightened out, I'm going to go ahead and just connect this guy. So we've got this whole top piece all ready to go. And this is sort of aligned as it looks in 3D. So there's that little cap right there. And then here's the rise. Here's the top piece. So that probably means there's a back piece too. There we go. So this is the whole top piece. And let's go ahead and see about connecting these. So here's the interior rise. Go ahead and vertically align that. What else do we have? What is this huge piece right here? This is part of the mohawk. So let's try to get that connected to, that's the top of the mohawk right there. This little icicle looking shape here. There's the top part, and then here's the front. I think I would like to align it. Oh, let's just try to align it vertically there. Yeah, so that's a perfectly straight line. That's exactly what I wanted. Don't know that these need to be connected here. Kind of worried about it warping, so I'm just going to leave that. So let's move some of these pieces out here that I'm happy with. I think I'm happy with this side piece. I've got this whole segment here is good. So it's starting to come together. Not terribly happy with the curvature of this guy. Let's see if maybe unfolding helps at all. Oh, I think I've got it penning UVs selected. No. Gosh, that looks weird, doesn't it? Seems like it should be. I mean, just eyeballing it, you can see that there's like a disconnect in the contour there. Anyway, I think it'll be better off as long as this piece is. Let's just isolate this real quick and see if there is a problem with how. No, I don't think so. There's the one thing we could be concerned about is this piece. It's not really. I'm going to snap these to the grid. Actually, I need to turn off keep spacing. So I'm holding down the W key when I click down. And now when I go to move over to a grid, wow, they're not doing that. Let me just scale these. I'm going to rotate these back. I just want to make sure that was flat. Was my main chief concern. I'm going to go ahead and get back into the full view perspective. I'm going to delete all the history and save it. All right, let's grab this guy again. See if it. Nope, doesn't feel like doing anything else. All right, well, I am going to leave that. It seems pretty content on being that way. Got this guy. This guy. I wish they would stay inside of one another. I can do that myself, but every time I use the layout command, it's going to do it, undo it again. Looks like we've got a couple pieces here that could probably be should be connected to something. So this is this whole bottom thing. Let's just go ahead and shoot these from a planar Y. Make sure I've got all of them. Looks to be the case. You know, one thing I didn't catch was how huge these faces come up inside of this body. I'll fix that in just a second. Let's do the planar mapping with the option. Flip that so it's blue. Blue means that they're facing the right way, they're not backwards. When we mirror, half of, like almost all of this is going to be blue and red in the same space. Let's go ahead and address this edge here. This is just way too much space that's coming out. The main thing we just want to make sure is as I move down, it's screwing with how it's making it more squat. So we want to, I'm going to move this transformation for only the scale tool here. Nope, it's got to be on the scale tool over to this vert horizontally, and then I'm going to hold down Control on this and constrain it so that it doesn't scale vertically, but it only scales along these other two axes. So I think that's good. All right. So with that done, I'm actually going to reshoot these. Just going to do automatic mapping, see what it ends up with. Join these end to end, and I'll just go ahead and lay out everything. Of course, it's going to move that little circle out of that. Pretty close. I want to get rid of all these shards though. There's little pieces that are hanging around in weird places. I have no idea why this thing is, maybe I've got a geometry border problem. Nope. So strange to me how it keeps insisting when I shoot this that these wouldn't be combined. Just make sure that I don't have like a merge verts problem here. I don't. To contain faces. I feel like I did that already. I did do that. Let's toggle our border edges and see. Yeah, it's really strange. Maybe I undid that. I'm sure somebody watching this is catching something I did. I'm going to go ahead and weld those two pieces together. And see about welding these edges together too. I don't want to mess with the back piece. I'd rather have this little piece down here conform to this as much as it can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get these guys to align horizontally. Or maybe I will get this guy to align vertically. The common edge is screwing it up, so when I run that little command there. So now we've got two really good connection lines. I'm just going to move this over manually. Seems to be these guys seem to have two different definitions of how long this should be. All right, I'm going to select this all and lay it out again and see if I can get any sort of consistency with these two pieces here. Hoping that is better now. These really shouldn't be any different size from one another. I'm a little stumped. Maybe it's this guy that's off. Yeah. All right. I'm doubtful about how well that worked, that last piece. Let me try to do this all at once, see what I end up with. Don't like that. I'm just going to do these first two. All right, let's take a look at the big picture here. Only got a few more little loose pieces here. Let's see what this. Turn the border edges off. It's getting a little hard to read those edges. Okay, so we probably got some edges we can move here. Where did that even go? There we go. That's an end, and that's the other end. So that's done. This is kind of what I was hoping for when I unwrapped some of these cylindrical shapes, was that I would get this nice straight pipe at the end of it, but I guess for the sake of time and needing to work on other things in the project, I will just leave it be. So here's the back edge of this. Let's go ahead and connect that to that piece down there. I am going to toggle the texture borders on so I can look at this in 3D and see if I can possibly, I think I'd like to get these edges connected. I think I'm just going to leave it. At least it's consistent. I'll work on these, this one, and then I think I'm going to call it, see what these little pieces are here. This is another one of those, yeah, another one of those edges down here. Let's just connect these end to end, if we can. There we go. So that's that whole loop. That's that whole loop. I still have no idea what this is. That is the front of the mohawk. So I will connect that to that. And I think we're done. Go ahead and lay these out. And I guess I'm going to end the video here. I will come back and finish this, but this is the part that I wanted to make sure to have everybody pay attention to. So stay tuned. Thanks.